control and didn't seem to be for free. So didn't seem to be able to accomplish things she wanted to without him causing them to end. She would do something amazing, and he would shut it down and would not repeat function. I just believe he really compressed her. I really believe that he just sucked the life right out of her and caused her to go downhill from the moment after they got married, the moment after he forced her to have a certain surgery, and she had a violent reaction from the anesthesia.
Wait, are you saying he forced her to have?
I would rather not say.
And continuously texting her while she was a teen. He convinced her to get away from our family during her teens. Told her that he would find different households for her to live in within the church to get her away from our family. As well as he helped her get a car and told her to find adults and tell them stories that they could trust to get her away from our family. And that's how he initially isolated her. Mica was so full of life. You could see that maybe she was you could see just the downfall in her personality as far as becoming sad or trying to put on a mask to not let people in of her own private, from what I'm finding out, her own private hell.
Michael, is there a chance that you and your family will launch any kind of civil litigation against John Paul Miller, whether it's wrong?
Okay, listen, I have to stop it because this is so cringy and it literally is making me want to vomit. We're going to get into this story. Oh my gosh, what is it? Paul Miller, Mica Miller. We're going to get into the story with this pastor and this whole situation. And we're going to do it while I'm doing a get ready with me. My hair is itching. Get ready with me. We have a photo shoot today. We have quite a bit. And we're also going to do it while we're taking a little self-care break. Okay, so tune in. Here we go, you guys. Let's do this. Of course, it's your girl, Align with Ariana. I'm so excited to be back with you with another murder mystery makeup session. We cannot call this officially murder because it was not ruled murdered, but a lot of people are just speculating on what is going on. And of course, as you know, I am a psychic, I'm a medium, but I will not be using my gift to tap into this energy as it's still very fresh. It is still very new. And also, like I mentioned before, I'm going to be using my strong divinely intuition. You guys, I am an empath. That means I literally pick up on everything. And I'm going to be picking up on this energy, and we're going to be going over the story. Listen, I'm telling you guys, my stomach was so stinking cringy after this. Like, ugh. Okay, so I did wash my face before this session with like some facial wash, and I'm going to be doing moisturizing cream moisturizing cream mask. And so I cleansed my face. It says apply toner, so maybe I should do that first, which I don't feel like doing that. Should I do the toner before or after? I have a toner here. Okay. First off, thank you to the girlies, to the new doll faces that are here, that are ready to get into this, and let's begin to talk about this. So if you don't know the story, Mica Miller was married to a pastor, Paul, that has this church in South Carolina, and they are married and have been married. Now, they were initially going through a phase of divorce. She filed for divorce, and she also filed for spousal support just a couple of days before she was found deceased in her vehicle at a national state park. Now, this is very uneasy for a lot of people that felt like they absolutely knew her and they felt like this was just not something that she would have done. And coming from a person that has been there, done that before, like went through the whole process of like filing for a whole divorce situation. But yeah, that was not my true feelings or my emotions during the time. But I mean, during the time it was, but after, it just wasn't. So, but with her situation, it is completely different, okay? And we're going to explain why it's different, girls, okay? It's very different because, number one, apparently he met her when she was just 14 in the the youth organization at the church. I know. If you're like me, you're like, what in the world? You're like, oh my God, a youth pastor? I'm going to leave this on for 15 minutes and you're going to see this like, what is she doing? Yes, get ready with me. And I'm doing self-care day. A lot of this, you're going to see me just like listening to this whole situation. I'll see you back in 15 minutes. All right, we're back 15 minutes later. I'm taking this thing off. Like, it's so itchy. It's so weird. So let's get back into it. So as you guys know, this is the story of Mica Miller. So I'm going to play for you the call that was actually done, like her calling the chef department, saying that she wanted them to know exactly where her body was and things like that. Before they had found the deceased in a car at a national park. Listen, I want to warn you guys of this information, and you guys are going to hear it. This is not suitable to those that are just like not ready for this type of stuff. Okay, so here we go.
Madison County 911, what's the address of your emergency? Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone? Let me see. You don't know where you're at? A national park.
And all of this is alleged, you guys, so.
What's the phone number you're calling me from? Where's the park located at? And my phone is on. Listed my location. At the Lumber River State Park? Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay, so like she knew exactly where she was. Why she made them guess, it appeared to me like she was trying to buy some time. Like she was trying to literally buy some time to allow them to get there before the situation happened. Because she's literally asking and saying in the 911 call, saying, I think I have my location on. Am I at this place? Can you look it up? And it just, like, to me, it just did not sit very well with me. Like, why are they taking so long? Why haven't they sent a dispatcher out to her? Like, the lady on the phone is literally like, well, it appears to be like this. And I'm thinking, like, maybe she's like trying to get someone dispatched out there like immediately and trying to buy time. So I felt like the dispatcher was trying to buy time. And I also felt like Mica was trying to buy some time. Like she was just making them guess like, oh, I'm here and this is my location. And it was just as if she just like was trying to just take her time. So this was another thing that was very alarming to me, that in the process of the 911 call, she was like basically making them guess where she was.
Tell me what's happened. I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me. Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure that the exact location where you're at, okay?
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like, it feels like that she was literally trying to buy some time. Now, here's another thing that I found 100,000% super suspect. Like, literally, oh my gosh, look at this skin. It's glowing. And it was the fact that just a couple of days after she was found and she was found deceased, her husband, John Paul, JP, I'm gonna say JP for the sake of this video. Her husband, JP, was literally found with taking a girl out on the date, and the photos were released. Now, all of this is alleged, but he was found on a date with some female that clearly had a similar situation to his situation, and they were on a date, and here are the pictures. Lord, today, listen, this is just, listen, first off, I want to talk to you guys, like, mental health is a big deal. Mental health awareness is a big deal. It's a huge deal. We shouldn't overlook it. And I think that while the husband apparently talked about in church that Mica was undergoing some health issues, I think we should not overlook the fact that maybe he was undergoing some issues as well. Now, this is coming from a person that has battled with and dealt with things in regards to mental health. I definitely went through postpartum depression in my situation. So this is not me like speaking from somebody that is not familiar with this type of thing. The thing that Mica apparently went through, I just want to highlight that she did not go through what was supposedly said as like schizophrenia or anything like that. Bipolar. Apparently her records came out and she went through depression. And if you know, depression is caused from, like, I don't want to give the clinical term, but this is my thought. Depression is caused from being freaking overwhelmed and not being emotionally supported properly, okay? That you're overwhelmed and you're not being emotionally supported. At least that's what happened to me. I had a lot of things that I was overwhelmed with as a new first-time mommy. And yeah, it was overwhelming and I was not being supported from the area of which I thought that I would gain support from. And it was all new. It was not clearly from my husband, but it was some other things that I was dealing with internally, childhood wounds and things like that I went to therapy to find out like the deeper picture of what was actually going on with me. And it was a lack of support, a lack of being unheard, and other things that I felt 100,000% overwhelmed with. And clearly that seems like what she was going through, a situation with the alleged abuse, because you guys check this out. They're saying that she apparently had a journal and she documented literally everything that she was going through with him. And some of the things that he was really into, allegedly, was more so some sadistic, freaky things that he was into when it came to their personal sexual life. Apparently he had a thing for, like, can we say possibly children? Can we say homeless people? Now, we don't know this to be true. This is just something that she has a journal that is supposed to be released. And that's hearsay right now, but it's supposed to be coming out that she has this journal, and this journal has all these current documentations of what happened and things that she underwent while being with him. Now, can I say this? First off, a lot of this is very much giving the tea is about to come out, because if you don't know, JP is a pastor at a church, and some of the footage that they released from him, like speaking at church, is very kind of scary. Like, he apparently addressed her mental health situation at church. Apparently talking about he wanted to marry a hot wife while he was still married to her. And at the time, I know you're probably thinking like some of the similar things that I was thinking. Why would she still be at a church if she was not like getting a divorce with him and not being there with him? Like, why would she still go to that church? Why would she still be around? Why would she want to be around? But apparently she found her another church prior to this situation. She found another church and she was not a member of that church anymore. So that was alarming to me because I was like, kudos, girl. You go, girl. You found another church. Okay, so you're moving forward. You're not going to be there with your so-called husband and you're moving on. And yeah, so the church members of her other church, which she joined this group and these friends, and they all mentioned that she would come to the hearings and the meetings, like the women's group meetings that were for healing and changing your life. She would come to these meetings and she would talk about some of the things that her husband would make her do. Should I put on makeup? Because I kind of feel like this is not a makeup type of day. But the thing is, like, I have a photo shoot, you guys. So yeah, I probably need to just put on a little bit of makeup. Oh my gosh, I'm so anti-makeup. Like, I love having a bare face. We'll put on makeup. Okay, so she apparently would come to these meetings and tell all these women that she doesn't want to be with her husband. And she's glad she found a new church home. She's looking forward to all of the new exciting things she's going to be doing away from her husband as a newfound free woman that is getting a divorce, that will not be taking part of anything that her husband is doing or that he's involved in. And a lot of her friends said she would show up to the meetings and literally talk about the traveling trips that they were recently planning as single women, okay? As women that were going through a divorce or have already went through a divorce and have escaped the terrible things of a divorce. Now, if you went through a divorce, you know what is going on. You know what is going on. Okay, anybody that goes through a divorce, and for those people that have never went through a divorce, I haven't went through a divorce, but I was going to go through a divorce, and it's traumatic. Okay, when you go through a divorce, like literally everything up under the sun just comes out. Like arguments, feelings, emotions, everything that you could possibly think of comes up out of the sun. You try to get back at one another, but it's showing, it's very much giving in her situation that they were already getting back, they were already going back and forth with one another, and they were trying to get back at one another because it was already released, I guess, on her social media that they had an argument and she was trying to get her purse back, allegedly, and he was keeping it and recording her. And she had already recorded him about the very serious things that he's done all the way up before now. So they were just pretty much going back and forth, trying to expose one another. Now, if you guys don't know, this is very common in divorce situations. You argue, you record one another, trying to really help you build a case so you can just get approved for that spousal support so you can move on with your life, okay? And she sent a text message, apparently, allegedly, to her friend stating that she was ready for divorce. She's filed for divorce. She just recently filed for spousal support, and she was trying to get her cake up. And I feel as though before the information was even released, and I barely heard like tits and bits and pieces of the information, I felt like I know what she was going through. Like, I know that she was trying to get her coins because she was probably depending on him for literally every single thing. And being a wife and depending on a man for every single thing is extremely hard. So I know that she was, I don't want to say I know, but I felt that she was really having a hard time financially. And she was undergoing all these changes, trying to get money to file for this divorce, trying to file for all these things in court, in the courthouse to get approved for the money, then having to wait for the money. And you have bills piling up and racking up, and you still have not made any like leeway with the whole situation. So Mica, hold up, girl. First off, I feel extremely sad about the situation, because, you know, I think she genuinely wanted a new start. She wanted a new beginning, but I think she just ran into trouble with trying to escape. Literally trying to escape this bull that's in control of everything. JP, he's already a pastor. He already feels a sense of entitlement. Because let's just face it, that's just the commonality of being in the spotlight, having a following, having or being the leader of a church or organization of any sort of type. You feel this sense of superiority. And I think that was something that he was going through. I think he felt this sense of superiority. And I felt that it was somebody that was trying to literally escape the whole situation. Because I want to know what happened from Friday night when she was like, I'm good, to Saturday, all of a sudden being at a park, calling, allegedly saying that you're about to get rid of yourself because there's no real reason why. Now, I want to show you guys this footage here, or these pictures right here. This shows her going into a store right before, apparently she was in a car with a sandwich, and she told or sent her sister a text message saying, if I pass away, if something happens to me, it was my husband, it was JP, that he did it. He did it. Now, if that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. Hey, literally, we don't have much time. We're almost ready. So let's get to it. So she apparently sends a message to her sister that she is, if something happens to her, it was her husband that did it. And yeah. So though they cannot 100% say that he did it, they're like, really at this point, you know, we can't say, you, I, the viewers, whoever else, we can't say that he 100% did it, because they're saying with the reports of the video being released and her audio call being released or whatever, that he clearly wasn't there. But what I can say is that, do I believe that she was pushed into this situation or coerced into this situation? Do I believe that she was up against the wall? Her back was against the wall. I mean, when you're dealing with finances and you're the very one person that you have to literally take to court just to give money and listen, or just to get money. Men can be spiteful when they're getting ready to go through a divorce, because they feel like, oh, they want to get back and things like that. They can be real spiteful. So could he have been like super spiteful? Possibly. I just want to blend and set in my face a little bit more than before. As you can see, the powder's going everywhere. I'm totally not a person that likes mess. Like, I'm super, I don't like mess. Boom. All right, let's get ready. Oh, okay. Let's begin to talk about the fact that she was apparently cremated. Like, that is so weird to me. Like, why in the world would you cremate her? And apparently the family was like fighting for that fact. Like, they didn't want her to be, they were fighting for the fact that they were trying to get the body. And the investigators decided to release the body back to her husband. And the husband went through and had the funeral, but it was not a funeral. It was a cremation. So what are you trying to hide? Because apparently, allegedly, there has been reports from the family that she had bruises on her arm, on her wrist, and there were marks on her body that the investigators did not release, that they didn't release to the public. They didn't talk about to the public. And these things were already, this has already come up. So it's ironic to me that they did not release the simple fact that she had all these bruises on her body before the whole situation. Do I think there could have been a previous altercation before the whole situation? Possibly. And let's take note of this, you guys. When she was in the market and she was caught on the camera buying something, which I want to show this right now. Listen, look at what she's wearing. Look at what she's wearing. She is wearing all black. She's wearing all black. It's like she knows that this is like her end. She's wearing all black because she's like mentally prepared for what is to come. She's mentally preparing for what is to come. She literally is probably completely clearly over the whole fact that she's been battling this mental thing with him, not the mental health issue, but this mental overwhelming thing with him. She emotionally cannot deal with his antics anymore, his whole thing. She just can't take it. She can't take it. Now, the fact that she's wearing all black is an indication that she could be aware of something, or it could be an indication that not only is she aware of something, she is just like preparing to deal with him. Like, over the last couple of days, she's probably like, I can't do this. Like, you know, when you're going through a situation and you really just cannot go through that situation, you just like mentally, emotionally, physically prepare. Oh, can't talk. Good God almighty, this hair's itching. You know, when you just can't deal with a situation, you're just like, you could be wearing black for a whole week. For a whole week, because you're just like, man, I want this to be over with. I'm so tired of going through this situation. I'm ready for this to be over with. I don't want to deal with this no more. And you just wake up in black. You go to sleep in black. You wake up in black. All of that. So the fact that she's wearing black could be a sign that she's aware of something that we're not aware of. And it also could just be an indication that she's extremely worn out. She's tired. She doesn't want to deal with this anymore. And she's really looking for a way out. Sad to say, her way out, literally, it seems as though she had already got a way out because she went to a new church, found a new church home, found new people. And then they said that she randomly texted them like, hey, I'm going back to my husband. And they're like, what? You going back to the same one that you literally just said he was physically doing all this stuff to you? Like, you really want to be with him, baby? Relationships are stressful, you girls. They're stressful. Some are stressful. It's not meant to be stressful, but some are very stressful. My condolences go out to the family, because the family is now fighting the situation, and they're saying that they're ready to like fight back with this whole situation because they know that something's not right. We're going to be wearing this today, this perfume. This, you girls, is the tea, baby. This right here, oh my gosh, this is the secret to my magic. Okay, so yeah, my condolences go out to the family. My condolences go out to Mica. You know, I feel as though this story is going to get a little bit more interesting. We're going to be hearing a little bit more things about it. So I'm going to be covering it. And just to sum it up for my intuition, I clearly feel like this is not an accident. However, I do feel like there was a little bit of foul play in the beginning of the situation that kind of led to her being completely 100% overwhelmed. And I think this was more mental than physical. I think this was emotionally and mentally overwhelming for her, which did kind of lead her into that route. And I think that he was taunting her and really affecting her ability to self-identify with who she is and what she wants, which caused some blurred lines into her character, and she no longer knew exactly who she was, what she wanted, and it led her down the point of the phone call in the car. That's what I think. Can they charge him with murder, homicide? I don't know the facts with that situation, but I do feel as though there is going to be some accountability that is going to be required, whether on his part or not. And I truly feel as though that it is time for these situations to come to the forefront, as it is Mental Health Awareness Month, that these situations come to the forefront and we begin to talk about this. And just to let you girls know, if you're battling a situation with mental health, I do have a link below that is going to help you restructure your life, as I underwent a situation with mental health, postpartum depression, and I don't hide it. I completely speak about it because it's very important. But you can find the link below and get the workbook and utilize it for your everyday workbook. As you all know, if you need help growing your digital business, click the link below as well. I have a digital marketing UBC course that allows you to resell this exact same course and start making money on your independent journey. I love you girls. Make sure you subscribe and hit that follow button. Align with Ariana. You can also follow me on my Instagram at alignwithari. I have a feeling that we'll be coming right back to the story with more evidence as that journal is prepared to be released, and some more things are going to be coming to the forefront about this situation. So yeah, I love you girls. See you girls soon. Bye. Peace, love, wadu.